Good morning, welcome to our Heartbreak Asks. These are some Heartbreak Ask cards today, and we'll be doing some love answers in part 2, which you can click on the link below and get part 2. So we're going to start with Heartbreak Asks. So while I shuffle the cards, just take a moment to just look at the candle and just think, today I want to experience love. Just kind of repeat that over in your head. Today, I want to experience love. Okay, so the first card we have is I want my life back. Well, my answer to that would be you have your life. Your life hasn't gone anywhere. Your life is here. What's sitting in the background and what you feel is gone is the energy, the spirit, the enthusiasm, the passion for life. So you have your life, and your passion and your energy is just having a rest, because it has to process what's happened to it. It has to understand, and in that, the mind and body are amazing. They just say, they kind of go, okay, I need to just stop now, because this person needs to understand to go forward in life. This is this person's purpose and it's their journey, but they need to understand this. And it's only when we feel that we've lost the life that we knew can we go on to a new life, because we have to allow the mind and the heart to process what's happened, and we have to take action to see what the lesson is and what it's teaching us. And it sounds strange, but when you're going through a heartbreak, you're just feeling. But when you start to question and you start to think and you start to try to understand, then those heavy feelings start to dissipate. They start to reduce, they start to ease. So with I want my life back, I would look at, I want to feel the passion for life back. I want to feel the energy. I want to reconnect, but I want to reconnect with greater understanding. Okay, this is another one that's, I felt this one, and it's really tough. I'm not saying it's not tough, but I can't go on. And that's okay. Right now, that's okay. That's your mind saying to you, no, you need to stop. You know, your emotions are overwhelmed. They've become overwhelming. You can't think. You're feeling so much, and yet you feel nothing. And when you have that, you have to take a pause. You have to stop. You have to allow the body and the mind and the heart and the spirit and the soul, every part of you, to just stop and allow yourself to just take a moment, take a pause. But knowing that you're taking the pause to come back with purpose. Because when we come back with purpose, we accelerate everything. And not only will you go on, you will go on to do something so incredible and so amazing if you take the time to understand the purpose of this moment, understand the purpose of why you're here, why you're now, why you're going through this. And when we take action to understand that, everything starts to dissipate, everything starts to shift, everything starts to change. But that can only happen with your permission, and it can only happen when the time is right. So if you're in that I can't go on and I need to stop, and you know, those feelings can feel so overwhelming that it's like, I just can't do this anymore. Know that it's just a moment and it will pass. You know, I mean, I have absolutely had that moment twice in my life. I've had it twice. Once when I had an injury, and it was a long healing process. And the second time when I was heartbroken in a relationship. And both times were extremely intense. But I got over them and I did go on. And I'm here today and I'm so grateful for both of those experiences. They are the worst things that happened to me, but they are the best things that happened to me, because I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today without both of those things. So how can I not be grateful? And I see it so differently now. So know that if you're in that moment of I can't go on, there is so much more for you on this life path. And you're in this moment where you can change everything. You can come back and you can understand more, you can see more. And from that, you will not live in fear. And imagine a life not living in fear. And that's the life you can live if you take time to really, truly understand who you are, what you want, and what your purpose is. And I'll be sharing how to do this on this channel, and some other resources that I have, that I've created, but they will be coming in the summer. Okay, so maybe you will call. And this one's a really tough one because, you know, you play this over in your head. Maybe you'll call, you look at your phone, you keep wishing and wanting and hoping, and when someone doesn't, it's really difficult. But sometimes we don't, you know, in relationships, I think we're always thinking about, pardon me, we're always thinking about how we're feeling in a relationship and when we go through something. But as much as we're on a journey, so are other people, and that other person is on a journey, and we evolve at different times. You know, I can look back at situations where I've done things and, you know, we all kind of, if you've experienced heartbreak from losing someone will experience heartbreak from losing you. It's the way the world works. It's like we all are on the receiving end of heartbreak at some point in our life. And it's very likely that you will be the person that steps away from someone at some point. And when you look back, you will see the reason you stepped away. And they will not understand it at the time. They'll be heartbroken and they won't understand it, and they'll be exactly like you're feeling now. But with time, they will understand it. And that's part of life. That's part of our evolution of growing as a human being. So when you go through them, maybe you will call. If they don't call, you know, and this sounds so, what's the word? Unbelievable, I guess. This sounds so unbelievable to turn around and say, don't take it personally. But it's true, because that person is going through all the emotions. Maybe they desperately want to call, but something inside of them is telling them, no, I can't call because I'm scared. This relationship scares me. It's too intense. It's too amazing. Sometimes people run from relationships because they're too incredible, because they don't want to feel vulnerable. They don't want to feel out of control. And that means that they love you more than you could ever possibly imagine. But you don't see that, because what they're projecting is, I'm not calling you. So it's never black and white. as humans, we're complex, and we have to kind of look at it and go, okay, maybe it's about focusing on me so that I become stronger, so that I become more focused, more fearless. And then whether that person comes back or whether they don't come back, either way, I'm going to be okay. Because if the person does come back, you will have gained more knowledge and you will be more experienced and you will understand more. And if they're very, very insecure and very vulnerable and very fearful, you will give them strength. If they don't come back, you will be so strong that whoever else comes into your life, you will deal with it in a balanced way. You won't carry the heartbreak and the heartache and all of these things onto another relationship that could be incredible and amazing. So there's only a win-win in this, in actually focusing on you and understanding for you. And with maybe you will call, just allow it to come, allow it to go through the process of the many millions of different questions that are going to come in your head around that question. Like, why aren't you calling? Did you call? Maybe you didn't call. Maybe you're never going to call. Maybe you will call. It's okay if you don't. Well, I don't want you to call anyway. I'm not going to answer if you call. Oh my God, but just to hear from you will be amazing. So you're going to go through all of those things, and that's okay. Just allow it to play out and write it down. Write those questions down. Just write them down in a notepad. And when you write them down, they're out of your head and they won't keep playing over. And the more you write them, the less they'll play over. And that gives you a little bit of peace. Okay, so that's our Heartbreak Ask questions for today. What I will be doing is a love answers if you click on the link below, that will give you part 2 of this video. And these are answers based on nature, fire, earth, air and water. So check that out, and if you don't have time, come back to it and check it out another time, because they do kind of go into work together. So have an amazing day, stay strong, stay focused, stay happy, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.